Hi everyone, Uliana here and welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you a question. How much do you really know about women's biology? The hormones, the cycle, fertility, and what's actually true? If you like me, you probably didn't learn much while growing up. That's why today's video is completely dedicated to you, to all the beautiful women watching, to your wisdom, to your strength, and to your charm. But if you are the man, please do not go. I invite you to stay. I actually encourage you to stay. Whether you are the partner, the father, the brother, or just a curious one, knowing this information will only enhance any relationship with any woman in your life. So let's get into it. You know, I often find myself thinking, we are so lucky to be born as women. We are so incredibly unique, and not just in a way how we feel or look, but in a way how we function. Our biology, our hormones, our cycles, they all make us so uniquely intuitive, adaptable, and powerful in the ways that we only now start to understand fully. And every time I read or learn something about women's biology, I'm just like in awe and gratitude. Gratitude for being born as a woman. And gratitude for this body, even if most of the time it's misunderstood and very complex. And I want you also to understand, ladies, that we are not smaller mans. I don't know if you knew that, but most of the scientific research and medical experiments were all done mostly on men, and women of the reproductive age were actually expelled from the scientific studies until very recently, until early 200s, because of our unpredictability, because of our hormone cycles. But what make us so unpredictable, it also make us so unique. So that's why I am sharing with you today 6 books that completely transform the way how I take care of myself, how I view myself, how I understand myself. I also taught everyone around me how to take care of me if they wanted to, or how to communicate with me. And I think that this knowledge that I will share with you today, it's like a gold that we has to, as a community of women, pass to each other or pass into the generation, because we have to understand our uniqueness, and we have to understand our biology, and we have to learn how to access it and use it to our best ability. So let's start with the book 1. So the first book I will recommend it to you, it's In the Flow by Alicia Vitti. And I think that this book, in a space of like women's biology and cycle and hormones, it's probably like a Bible. And if I will ever have a daughter, I will give her this book by the age probably 10 or 11, and I will ask her to read this book every single year to remind herself how lucky she is and how unique she is as a woman. Because until I read this book 2 or 3 years ago, I never felt that way of myself. And I'm 33 years old now. Because what did I learn growing up, what it is to be a woman? Well, first thing, you're gonna have this painful period once a month till you're probably like 50. And second, you have to get pregnant and give this world the babies, because that's what women do, and you have to do what society tell you to do. And if you're not gonna do that, then you are not a woman. Well, that didn't sit right with me, right? Like, no, I want more answers. I'm more than that. But anyways, that's probably a topic for another video. About the book. This book, Alicia Vitti go deep into how we are different from men. Because men live on a 24-hour biological clock, meaning that every 24 hours their hormones reset. And how it works in men. They wake up in the morning and their testosterone goes up. By the midday, by the noon, their testosterone peaks, and then from there on, the testosterone goes down, so they feel less energy in the afternoon, and then they go back to sleep and they wake up, and it's the same pattern repeats again and again and again, and every day the same thing. Women, on the other side, we are completely different creatures in that matter. We are not the same every single day of every single week of every single month. We live on the infradian rhythm, the 28-day cycle. Well, I know it can be 30 for some, 25, 26 for other, but on average, it's 28 days cycle. And within this cycle, within the 28-day cycle, we have 4 different phases. Phase number 1, it's menstruation, no explanation there, you know what it is. Phase number 2, it's follicle phase, it's when actual follicle develops in your body. Phase number 3, it's ovulation, it's when you feel the most sexiest, you can take on the world, and I love that phase. It's my husband's favorite, by the way. And the 4th phase, it's luteal phase. It's when actually I don't feel good about myself, I don't want to work out, I don't want to do anything, just like lay down and watch some TVs and eat chocolate. You probably know what I'm talking about, probably sounds familiar, right? So we live in those 4 cycles. So if you already know this, how do you expect to be the same woman, the same person in this cycle, in this phase of your life, and in this phase of your life? Like, it's impossible. You have to know the information how to function in your world in different phases of your life. In this book, Alicia Vitti teaches you what food to eat in different phases of your cycle, what activities you should perform in different phases of your cycle. Because, for example, if you have an interview or you have, I don't know, the date or anything people-related communication, the ovulation is the base phase for that. Or if you need to finish something or organize something, luteal phase is the best for that. So again, this book, it's like it's golden knowledge, ladies and guys. And if you're a guy and if you want to understand, again, your woman, your sister, your mother, or your friend, this book, it's give you full knowledge about all the hormones, all the phases, all the women's cycle. I highly recommend this book again. And if you have the daughter or sister or, I don't know, little friend, please give this book to her. It will change the way how she look at herself as a woman. It did change that for me, and I was, again, like 30 at the time, and after I read this book, I'm like, wow, I am unique. Like, I am unique and I am powerful, and I just need to know this information to access my power as a woman. And I cannot recommend this book enough. If you want to learn, again, anything about your cycle, hormones, what to do when, what not to do when, read this book, share this book, give this book. Highly, highly recommend. The next book is bold, beautiful, and unlike anything I read before. It's a book by Mama Gina, or Mama Regina, how her community call her. And I know that even holding me this book make you pause, but please wait. This book, it's not about shock, but it's about empowerment, strength, and wholeness. This book, it's about unapologetically reclaiming your pleasure, your power, and your feminine energy. And again, don't make the name of the book discourage or shock or just like reject the book. I really, really encourage you to pick up this book and to read it. In this book, Regina talks that in our modern world, our feminine essence, our feminine sensuality can be most of the time silenced or shamed or suppressed. And we don't have to do that. We have to learn how to feel pleasure, and we have to learn how to not to feel shame while feeling pleasure, that it's very important for opening up our feminine sensuality and sexuality and feel pleasure as a woman. And Regina, in this book, she kind of flipped the script, and she says that when we feel the pleasure, it's actually when we reconnect with life. And again, when women felt that pleasure, when she feel sensuality and sexuality, and again, it doesn't have to be showing as, I don't know, a vulgar way or anything like that, but if she has that within her, her whole life changes. She acts differently, she communicates differently, again, not in a vulgar way, but in a more connected way with herself. And one of the favorite quotes from this book, I just have to read it to you. Regina said that the absence of feminine is the absence of pleasure. Think about it. And she said that feminine is the feeling part of us, our deepest intuition, our sense of community and connection. Like, think about and read it again. So that feminine part of us, we cannot neglect it. We cannot be ashamed of it. We cannot suppress it. And I want to repeat, ladies, because I know a lot of girls has problem with it, that they think if they're gonna feel sexual, that they're gonna be vulgar in any way. It's not about that. This book, it's not about that. This book, how to tap into your inner power while feeling the pleasure, while tapping into your sexuality and sensuality. And I just can't recommend this book enough for all of the girls out there who maybe doesn't feel confident or feel guilty or have some religious belief about the body or pleasure. If you are that person, please read this book, and it will really shift your mindset around the pleasure and your body and around the subject and the topic. Again, highly recommend it. And if you ask me if I will give this book to my daughter, if I will ever have a daughter, I will say yes, I will. Because I wish I was reading this book when I was in my adolescence year, so I would understand more about the pleasure and not feel shame or suppress by my desires or by my thinking or thoughts. So again, I don't want to go too deep into it. Don't be shocked by the name. Don't be discouraged or, I don't know, turn off by the name. Buy it, read it, you will not regret it. And let me know, maybe not in the comment, but let me know in the messages what did you got from the book. The third book is Real Food for Fertility by Lily Nichols and Lisa Hendrickson. And whether you wanna have a kid, planning to get pregnant, or you don't want to have a kid, fertility, it's actually very important sign of your health, of your overall health. So again, if you never want to have kids, you still have to read this book, because your fertility, it's the health of your hormones. Your fertility is the vital signs that shows you are healthy or you need to do some work. This book is quite big, but I would recommend it to everyone and anyone, regardless, again, you wanted to have a kid, you never wanted to have a kid, it really doesn't matter. They also have a chapter on the male's fertility. Again, it's all about optimizing male's hormones to be the most healthiest. They have a lot of chapters about different kind of health conditions like PCOS or endometriosis. They have list of the blood work you can do to determine your fertility, like anti-Mullerian hormone test. I did it, by the way. It's really useful if you want to know how many like follicles, eggs you have left. I don't know if I said it correctly, but if you want to know more about it, read the book. After reading the book, I actually did that test, anti-Mullerian hormone, just to make sure that like I'm good. So I would highly recommend this book. Again, Real Food for Fertility. They have another book, Real Food for Pregnancy. I didn't buy that one because obviously I'm not pregnant, but Real Food for Fertility, I understood that fertility, it's not about I'm having baby now, but I'm pregnant, so let me read the book for fertility. No, fertility, it's all about your overall health. Again, it's your vital sign of your overall health. Very important. Highly recommend. The next book is It Normal by Dr. Jolene Brighten. And honestly, I just love Dr. Brighten. I think I watch all of her podcasts and listen to her audiobooks and read her book. And every time when I listen to her or I read her book, I feel like my best friend is like next to me, and she's actually OBGYN, super professional, and know all the answer to all of my questions. Because as a woman, you know, we have this question that we may be embarrassed to ask our friends or family, like not family, like my mom or something. But in this book, you have answers to all of those questions. And the question are like the ones that I even cannot probably say them out loud because of YouTube. So you can imagine like those kind of questions. Dr. Brighten answer all of them about all of the topics, about topics of intercourse, discharges, body parts, I don't know, anything that you can think of is in this book. She talks about hormones as well, and foods and diet and cycles and phases. And again, intercourse, very important, all kind of it. Again, this book, all the girls and the women, everyone need this book. She also gives practical tools to fix any issues, whether you have them in the bed, or on your body, in your diet, in your hormones. She's just an amazing specialist, super informative, super knowledgeable, and very like, not like, she is compassionate, but very like shame-free zone. You can ask her anything you wanted and you feel zero shame, because she as a woman gonna be like, yeah, I know exactly what you talk about. I feel the same. I question myself the same. Like, just watch any of her podcasts and you will understand what I'm talking about. Like, she's so genuine in her way of taking care of women. And again, highly recommend. Is It Normal? Will change your life, will change the way how you think about yourself, how you take care of yourself, how you look at yourself. It will change your life as a woman, 100%. Next book, book number 5, Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pelz. And I also absolutely adore Dr. Mindy. I'm so grateful for her, for all of her knowledge that she's teaching us through her YouTube channel or through her books. And I'm just very grateful for her. However, this book, it's absolutely must read for all the women who doing intermittent fasting, keto diet, carnivore diet, or any kind of diet there. You have to know information from this book. Because, for example, me and my husband went on keto diet first time, probably like, I don't even know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And my husband was on strict keto for probably like 2 to 3 years, strict keto. Yes, he has some breaks here and there. We went on vacation, but most of the time he was keto. And he was thriving on it. He has so much energy. He lost fat. He looked so sharp and sexy. And oh my God, I love that for him. However, me, I went on keto. I was great in the beginning. I lost the fat. I was mind sharpened. But then probably like 6 months in, I start noticing some changes within me that I didn't like. For example, my hair started falling more than usual. I wasn't anymore so energetic that I was before. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I'm doing the same thing that my husband does. It's clearly working for him. He looks amazing, feels amazing. Like, it's just working for him. I'm doing exactly the same thing, eating the same thing, but it doesn't work for me. So here you have it. We're doing the same thing, but we have different results and it's affects us differently because we are not the same biologically. My husband and me, we have different hormones fluctuation within our body. That's why it's affecting us differently. So in this book, Dr. Mindy Pelz teaches you exactly how to fast like a girl. So for example, I just posted post on my Instagram that if you just start in your period, which means you day first of your period, your estrogen is low. And when your estrogen is low, your carbs should be low too, because estrogen doesn't like carbs. However, progesterone, which you have more on the luteal phase, it thrives on carbs. So what I do now, if before I did intermittent fasting 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, now I fast like a girl depending on my cycle. So if I am, for example, now in my luteal phase, I know that this 2 weeks before my period, when my progesterone is up, I have to incorporate more carbs because they will make me more calmer. I don't know how to explain it. Ladies, if you're doing the keto carnivore, try it out and let me know if you feel the same way. I noticed that if 10 days before my period, I start to incorporate carbs in my dinner, and I usually use it in the form of white rice, sweet potato. I also can do white potato, like baked white potato too. I feel calmer and I don't have those cravings like for sweet stuff. So if I eat a little bit of rice every day before my period, 10 days before, I feel calmer. I don't have cravings. However, if I am in my follicle phase, I know that my estrogen is very low and I do not eat any carbs, and that's perfect time for fasting or for carnivore. And that's exactly what I do. If I want to do prolonged fasting like 24 hours, 36, 48 hours, I do in that time. If I want to do carnivore, I can do first 2 weeks of my period carnivore, and the second 2 weeks I can incorporate a little bit of carbs. And when I taught myself, when I learned from this book to do that, oh my God, my life changed And I think that I did have fear of carbs. If I'm gonna be really real with you, I think I did have it. I was believing that if I will start eating carbs, I will get fat. I don't know why, maybe because of so many years not eating carbs, but if you do it this way, and again, depending on what kind of carbs, right? So I eat just like 3 kind of carbs. Well, I also eat fruits, if we can count that as a carbs, but I usually eat like 1 fruit a day, like 1 apple or 1 pear, or, well, I cannot eat 1 apricot. I do eat like 2-3 apricots. If you guys want to know more about my diet or workout, please let me know. I would love to make that video, but it's not about that. It's about fasting like a girl. This book taught me so much about how to tweak my diet, my lifestyle, my workout to benefit me in the best way, to show up in my life in the best way, using knowledge from this book. So again, ladies, if you are in any kind of diet, you have to know this information, because you will know how to use it to your best possible way, right? To maximize your effects, to maximize your result using the knowledge from this book. So again, Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pelz, highly recommend. And the book number 6 is The Spark Factor by Dr. Molly Maloof. And if you need more science, data, and medical explanation about everything that we just talked previously about women's body, women's biology, this is book for you. Dr. Molly dives really into how women's mitochondria responds differently to fasting, exercise, or stress other than men, and how to support it with nutrition and food and sleep and exercise also. So if you need any advices, scientific, medical, on hormones, fasting, phases, biology, you can all find in this book. And I think it's very important, because we do have a lot of advices and biohacking tricks for men's. But as we know already now, at this point of the video, we are not smaller men, and it will not work for us as a woman to do the same. And in this book, Dr. Molly gives you so many those biohacking tricks that you can use it as a woman, and it's all based on science, all based on medical research. So if you are that type of person that has to have like cold facts and see the information right in front of you, this is the book for you. And she also give you the list of needed blood works to get done, to be tested, and she help you to read them. She gives you what value it's optimal, what is good, and it's what not too good. So if you maybe already did the blood work but you don't know how to read your results, she also have it in this book, what is optimal values again, which is really helpful. Sometimes when I go and do my blood work, I actually come back home, open the book and say, okay, so this is the insulin level I should have, and this is the, I don't know, blood glucose, and this is this and this is that. So I highly recommend this book again. It's The Spark Factor by Molly Maloof. So there you have it, guys. 6 powerful books that transform the way how I understand my body, my biology, and my identity as a woman. And I hope that this information you will take not just as knowledge, but as permission to be who you are, to be proud of who you are, and to be proud of your uniqueness, to be a woman. And again, I want to really emphasize it. Ladies, we are the tribe. We have to share, we have to spread this knowledge. If you know someone who might benefit from this information, please share this video. If you don't want to share the video, fine, buy the book and give it as a gift. If you cannot buy the book, listen to the video, learn the information, and just share it. Spread the word about this information. I wish someone were sharing this information with me when I was 17, 18, 20. I would build my life completely different, because I didn't know any of this information, and it's so important. It gives us power to be who we are, to be this incredible human beings, women. And if you are the man, and if you're still here, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for taking your time to understand us, to understand our biology. Trust me, this knowledge will enhance any relationship with any women that you know in the ways that you don't even imagine. Thank you very much for watching again. And always remember, you are not overcomplicated, you are not over emotional, You are incredibly designed, and the more you learn about it, the more powerful you become. Sending you love and see you in my next video.